thing you can say about this is that it's not as any worse than a normal Family Guy episode.
And it had Pour Some Sugar on Me.
It had Pour Some Sugar on Me.
It was hideous sequence, but
yes,
it had Pour Some Sugar on Me.
So, on Sunday, it was aired on Fox, both a new Simpsons episode and a new Family Guy episode. Not a normal Family Guy episode, one featuring the Simpsons.
You might have heard about it. I heard there were some rumblings on the internet.
There were some rumblings on the internet.
They also invent a new type of comedy.
Oh.
Called meta-comedy.
Meta-comedy.
Yeah, it's groundbreaking in that regard.
It makes reference to itself.
It does. He uses the clash between Homer and Peter Griffin as a metaphor for the historic clashes between The Simpsons and Family Guy. Exactly. Genius.
So, it's 25 years now since The Simpsons came on air.
It's trudging into its 26th season.
26th season. And was this not just the worst thing ever?
Well, I don't want to sound like one of those miserable people on the internet, but I'm going to sound like one of those miserable people on the internet. It was dreadful.
No. Well, we do enjoy some things.
We enjoy some things.
Bergman.
I like a bit of Michael Haneke. He really cheers me up.
You'd know it was pronounced Hanek then.
Haneke, no.
But yeah, so we hated this episode. It may have been the worst. I'm not too with crossovers, but God, why would anyone want to cross over these two shows that are basically incompatible?
Well, they're pretty upfront about it.
Yeah.
Ratings.
They're
pretty clear that that's the intention, that's the goal.
Yeah. So we might as well summarise it a bit for anyone who hasn't watched it. And good on you, don't watch it.
So the kick-off to the episode is it's in Quahog.
Yep.
Peter starts writing comic strips. He finds he's good at writing comic strips, which are like childish scrolls. He writes a misogynistic comic strip.
I'm returning my dishwasher, and the dishwasher isn't a dishwasher, it is a woman.
A dead woman.
A dead woman.
A dead woman. It's funny. So all the women in the town go to Brown's about to be all going nuts. The Simpsons conclude they need to. So the Simpsons. What's the difference?
The Griffins.
The Griffins decide to leave town, leave Quahog.
Yep.
They're just going to drive.
Yeah.
Just going to drive. Homer. Peter falls asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
And they find themselves on the borders of Springfield.
Yeah. Hans Moleman steals the car. It's revealed later, so I've spoiled it
in
for
an amazing
now.
twist.
Yeah.
And while they're looking for the car, trying to track it down, they come across a recognisable family that you might know.
Yes, the Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
And anything else just doesn't matter. Do you remember when the Simpsons used to mean something?
I know, man. The characters and the humour.
Exactly.
The stories.
Yeah.
And it was revolutionary comedy style, and now it's just cheap tricks. I mean, don't you think it's bad that, like, they're doing basically... They've got a gimmick opening for the actual Simpsons season opening, as in a main character dies, which we will talk about next. More on later. They've done this, and then later on in the season they're doing a Simpsons Futurama crossover.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's just... This episode represents, like, almost an idea of the Simpsons.
Almost, yeah.
Well, I think it probably is.
Probably.
I've seen several... The main problem with the later Simpsons episodes are they're, like, in the sort of C, 3 out of 5 territory.
Yeah,
they're bland enough so you could watch 20 minutes of it without engaging with the text at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from to the, like...
You might chuckle a couple times.
There's a few jokes in it that land.
Generally, it's successful in making you remember better episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah. So, they've settled into a groove now where it's not Bizarro Series 11. I can't wait to get to Season 11.
Oh, God, yeah, Jesus.
Season 11 comedy. Season 11 is like a 10 out of 10 on the bizarre scale. I actually quite like its bizarreness. At least it's trying something. But, but now it's settled into a groove where it's like...
It's just okay.
Yeah, you watch it, you chuckle a few times, nothing's bad, like offensively bad, it's all just...
But not really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, it passes by.
So with this, at least they're getting like headlines again, and people are like talking about The Simpsons again.
And its place in popular culture.
Exactly.
And it's kind of...
It's brought the debate back. It's not just like The Simpsons people bring it up and say, oh, that. It's now like, oh, I know, that's been big recently again, hasn't it?
Yeah, The Simpsons, I recognise them.
It's brought Simpsons back into a cultural thing again.
And rather than just like... The merchandise of it, like the selling of The Simpsons.
Yeah, more the actual show itself.
The actual integrity of the show.
But yeah, this episode just doesn't work.
So they kind of like settle into life in Springfield.
Yeah.
Homer and Peter kind of kick it off because basically they're the same character.
Yeah. Well, all of them get set with their buddy
counterparts.
Yeah, only hilariously Brian and Chris just get their own thing to do with Santa's little helper,
which isn't very engaging at all.
No, well,
it has no payoff.
5 plots essentially.
So Peter and Homer kind of hit it off. Things are going well for a little bit. Basically, it's just an excuse to have Family Guy characters in Springfield. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah.
It ends. They end up consolidating the friendship over beer, like a beer. And Peter's like, here, have one of my, whatever the fuck you call them, beers from the town.
Duffs.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's Pentucket Patriot beer. Homer rips off the label and he sees it's just a rip off of Duff.
Which has actually been a Simpsons subplot. The one with Shelbyville gets sold off. He rips off the hot dog. So they're actually repeating their own storyline.
That's bad. And then
it's the exact same, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then so then because of that, the friendship disintegrates because there's a lawsuit against Pentucket Beer and the beer company gets shut down, and then Peter hates Homer and then they have a huge fight, and which takes up most of the episode. Well,
8 minutes of a 45-minute episode, so you're looking at about 20% is just a fight scene,
and it's really disturbing.
It's disturbing and awful,
especially like if you've grown up with like The Simpsons as like a little kid.
So we'll get to that first. Yeah. But this is by far the worst element. So the worst thing about it, and what gets to the bottom of the episode. So actually, on a broader view, I think the problem with this episode is that it's not like it feels tethered beneath neither show. It's not so out there. It's completely un-Simpsons-esque.
Yeah.
I would have liked it if Homer would have been as lewd as he could have been. He could have taken it from a genuinely new angle.
It was like they were clearly doing like stuff they couldn't get away with in The Simpsons.
But not going too far.
Yeah, because you don't see these characters doing disturbing things.
Yeah, like in Family Guy, it's like a hard 18. Some like the DVDs are 18s, aren't they? Or 15s.
Yeah, 15s. Some of them are like... Yeah, it's post-watershed entertainment, which is a thing in Britain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the Yanks call it.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I was in America, they were showing South Park the movie at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
With the F words and everything.
Oh yeah,
uncensored.
My God. Yeah, uncensored. So I don't know what the hell they're doing over there.
But yeah, it feels like they couldn't get away with some stuff, but they wanted to get away with more than they could. Yeah. So it's all just like that torture scene with Nelson.
Oh fuck! I hate that so much.
So a lot of the problems are that these beloved characters that actually have resonance from The Simpsons.
Yeah. You know them from past great episodes, and you feel like you know these characters.
And just completely they get like a ball gag for Nelson who's 10.
Yeah, if you want to see like a Pulp Fiction-esque scene, which we've already done in The Simpsons, of course.
In an actual funny way, with
adults, not children.
And in that one, they stopped it before it got disturbing. Yeah. That was this one. It's implied that that stuff happened.
Yeah. But like, the problem is that kind of humour style doesn't work in the realm of The Simpsons.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work any realm.
No, it doesn't. No.
No, like the Family Guy is just like trash.
It is basically. It's incredibly throwaway.
Yeah. Family Guy is, I suppose, okay for like sort of adult, sort of watch it once, it passes by with a few out there gags that you're like, oh, did they get away with that?
Yeah, I feel that about Family Guy and all Seth MacFarlane's TV shows. I think they're okay to watch like once every now and then, nothing else on. Oh, I'll put Family Guy on and I might get a couple chuckles out of that.
I find them only to just be like sad. Yeah. Like, there's nothing in it genuinely offensive. It feels like some like 10-year-old kids like, oh, look at this.
I'm being so edgy.
Yeah, it's like if somebody had watched like Brass Eye, a genuine edgy thing, Chris Morris, and then like had thought, I know what I'll do. I'll rip that off with none of the actual dangerous elements.
Yeah, and none of the subversive, interesting elements of the show that made it funny.
Because if anyone actually thinks Family Guy is subversive, they're wrong.
They're wrong, yeah.
It's just
it's potty humour, basically.
Potty, puerile humour, yeah.
Yeah, it's not intelligent. It's not funny. It's certainly not like South Park levels. I mean, despite what I think people say about South Park's different quality, South Park is probably the smartest, dumbest show on TV.
Yeah.
It is kind of, I think among some people see it as being a bit juvenile, but at least every episode's got interesting points.
Yeah,
and
it
at least
actually
they're
takes
topical.
aim at people.
Yeah, it's not like...
How many people have tried to ban a Family Guy?
Yeah.
Barely any, because everyone knows it's not that. Right? How many people have tried to ban South Park?
Exactly.
Would Family Guy take the piss out of Scientology?
Well, exactly. Family Guy has attempted to do, abortion episodes, but, Family Guy tackling abortion?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I think South Park, because of the nature of the show, the fact that everyone's stupid, they just take pot shots at everybody. Or Family Guy always, pussyfoots around the issue.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other discussion.
Even The Simpsons used to be more controversial than it is. It used to actually have satirical elements that were edgy.
Yeah.
They would always take aim at advertising or family or religion.
The whole thing of just being on Fox and how we treat Fox like an evil media empire.
Yeah, or all the great episodes that tackle religion, like Bart Sells His Soul, or any classic one like that, are genuinely subversive, but Family Guy isn't.
But more importantly, the heartfelt as well.
Yeah.
I remember that episode where Bart sells his soul.
Yeah, exactly.
A great episode. It sticks with you.
A brilliant scene at the end where he's crying and pleading for his soul.
Yeah. Bart has a serious question of faith, and it is great. It's really good.